Yes, people. Welcome to Saeed TV and welcome back to another video. This video, people, is sponsored by Football Prizes. Make sure, people, to get involved. All you got to do is get a ticket, £4.95. The link is in the description below. Click on that link to win a Manchester United signed memorabilia bundle, Cantona, Keane, and Giggs. You could be having a chance of winning that. The competition ends tomorrow, people. So you've got to go get that quickly. You've got literally less than 24 hours to go get that, people. So if you want to be in the chance of winning this Man United signed memorabilia, all you got to do is go and get your raffle ticket. Link is in the description below. And yeah, good luck to you, people. Listen, apologies on not having Andy Tate with us. He had to drop out quite no. Just literally within the last 15, 20 minutes, people. So apologies on that one, but he will be back next week. But we have the regular mandem here. We have man like James in the building. James, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, man. Can't complain. What we do for one of them signings of one of those three players, this summer.
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, man. And man like Flawless. What are you telling me, bro? You good?
I'm blessed, fam. You already know. Thank you for having me as always. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it, man. And it's good to be back. Good to be back.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We've got a lot to get on with, people. Before we start anything, I want you to like the video. I want you to subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to Sarcasm City as well. And make sure you follow James Dixon as well on his socials. But listen, we have to start with the kind of, I don't know, I call it a fiasco. I don't know what everybody says, but I think it's a bit of a fiasco.
You all right, Saeed? It's gone slow for me.
Yeah. I thought it was me. Yo, Saeed, you're breaking up from
fans.
You're back. I thought it was me. Yeah, you're back now. Yeah. You're back.
Yeah. Sorry. It must be the interception. I don't know where it's coming from, but just coming to you, James, just from the actual initial kind of thought and the initial kind of response from you. What did you think when you found out about Richard Arnold, the CEO of Manchester United, is in a pub with Man United fans? What did you think, honestly?
Oh, only Manchester United, mate. Only at Manchester United Football Club can that possibly happen. Does the CEO of a multi-billion-pound company just meet with a couple of lads who are fans of the club to just thrash through all the problems? It's mental. I mean, me and you have had a few meetings with the 1958 as it is, so we know a couple of the lads. It was nice to see their full faces and not covered up. But yeah, it was an interesting one, mate. When it first came out, I was like, I have to watch it. I have to watch it because I'm not going to buy it. It's going to be some PR stunt. And I can see in the comments that a lot of people think it's PR. Whether it's PR or not, I think there's some things that were said that were quite interesting and actually quite good to hear. So yeah, first response is an interesting one. Glad it's out, but should it have been leaked? I'm not sure. I'll leave it to Flawless to dissect it.
Looks like Flawless, you're ready for meetup too. Are you outside?
That's what people are saying, man. I'm just chilling. It's Father's Day, you know what I'm saying? I come to see my dad now. I'm just sat in the garden. I was like, let me step out. It's a nice day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And enjoy the show. See Saeed, see the comments, see James, etc. So that's why I'm out here. But in regards to, I think Saeed, you hit the nail on the head when you said it's a fiasco. Only Manchester United would this happen to. James hit the nail on the head as well. Multi-billion-pound company, you know, one of the most well-known sports team in the world. Let's not over that. And the CEO, whatever Richard Arnold is in his pub, is in his local pub, talking to fans about the issues. Because I heard, I don't know if this is true, that people was going to his house to protest. He caught wind of this and then went to his locals and was like, let's have the conversation. Fiasco. I call us Hollyoaks FC because we are unnecessary drama. And this just fuels the fire in it. And I blame our fan base because we love a good scandal, a good PR, drama. Like, we really, really, really do enjoy it because this has very little bearing on the actual footballing matters. Even if Richard Arnold has sat down with them people in that pub and you agree with everything he said and you love it, that doesn't, if no actions take place, it doesn't matter. Same way if you hate everything he said. Because I even watched the video in full. I only watched, I think, a minute and a half. I seen a minute and a half of a clip. And to me, he didn't say anything that we don't know about. Like he said, the money's there for De Jong. We all know the money's there for De Jong. What was interesting when he said The fans don't like the Glazers, and he's like, yeah, I know there's nothing I can do about that. So he knows that. People just want to be an uproar because what did he say that was so shocking? Did he say anything that we didn't know? Like, that's what I'm looking at. Like, people are calling it like, oh, it's a scandalous, this is that. Right, everyone knows Manchester United have never lacked funds. I'm saying, like, that's never been an issue. So that's really how I'm looking at it. Like, it's just typical Manchester United, man. Like, only at Manchester United would he be sat in the pub discussing and gets filmed and it gets leaked. This is like something out of the Kardashians. That's what this is. This is WWE. You know what I'm saying? We the McMahon family.
Yeah, this is Netflix worthy.
Yeah, Netflix. It's Netflix worthy. 100% and that. Only in our summer window. All we want Manchester United to do is sign some players. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me about the ins and out. Don't tell me how the food's made. Just make the food. That's all I'm fussed about.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know what it is. Yeah, just from my perspective, I thought for me, like I don't like this kind of feeling that Man United fans need to go to people's houses to kind of get their point across. I believe it's not the right way to do it. I think if you want to create a communication line, you don't bother people in people's houses. I think they might have done this for Woodward. People said it's false, but people going to people's houses, I think, is a bit low in it. Like, as much as these guys, we hate them and we think we've got this personal vendetta against them, I think when you go personal and you start going into people's houses, I'm not with that. That's my own opinion. I wouldn't do that. I think football, I don't let football get to the point where I'm outside people's houses. That's my own opinion. The actual conversation was done, I thought, reasonably. They asked questions that were reasonable. Whether it was filmed or not, I think for me, does it create another kind of line of communication? Do Man United now stop all lines of communication? That's the other issue as well I've got with. But in terms of the actual meetup, in terms of meeting up at his house, was that the right way to do it, James? What's your own opinion about that one?
No, mate. And the problem is with Manchester United Football Club and the owners of Manchester United Football Club, not with Richard Arnold's family, his wife, his kids, not with the Glazers' family, their wife, their kids. And football is football, family life is family life, and those two should be completely separate. And I remember seeing the flares and stuff outside Ed Woodward's house at the time and thinking, his kids are probably scared to go to sleep. Like, that's just not, it's not right, yeah? Like, I hate the Glazers as much as the next person. I want them out of the football club, but there's ways and means to go about it. And scaring families and scaring kids of people that aren't directly involved in the issues is not the way to go, mate. On the whole drama and thing, I got told a while ago by my mate, and I thought it was quite apt. He basically said that the writers of Coronation Street are furious because the BAFTA for Best Drama in Manchester has gone to the fucking club. Because honestly, like, Corrie are like, what storyline should we come up next? And they drive to Carrington and they're like, I know, there you go. Pogba's got some stuff going on. We'll use that as a storyline. Lingard's got some stuff going on. Yeah, that'll work. Like, honestly, it's just drama after drama, click after click. And maybe the fan base are to blame, as Paul said, because we do love a drama. We love a scandal. We love a click. But yeah, going to someone's house, mate, or threatening to go to someone's house isn't the way to go about it. Like I said, we've chatted to those group of lads before, and when you chat to them one-to-one, they're fine. I just think sometimes people go about stuff in the way that isn't the most productive, right? And going to someone's house, marching up to their house, throwing flares, trying to protest at someone's house, it's not right, man. It's just not right.
Absolutely. I'm just gonna I was gonna type it in the comments, but if anyone can show me the transcript of the actual conversation, by the way, people, and for those who are wondering what's Coronation Street, that's a soap drama that's based in Manchester. So for those that don't know, they're a soap drama based in Manchester, and obviously, we're trying to compete with them.
Like if you're based in the US, people, it's like it's our version of like The Young and the Restless. That's what it's like if you're stateside.
Basically.
Kind of like that, like the car there, very similar to that. You know what I'm saying? Pure drama filled, and that is Manchester United. But we are a real life, real life based drama. That's us.
We are a
real life one.
Exactly. And you know what, Flawless, man? Just on that, and what I just added to with James, is that the right way about to go it? Is there a right way about to go it? Because they always say once you get their attention, you've got their attention. But in the long run, do you think it was the right way to go about it? Go to his house. Obviously, you got the tip from apparently security personnel or the police, I don't know. And then Richard Arnold then came to the pub where they were at. Is it coincidence? Is it? I don't know. What do you think? How did in your opinion, does it make sense for the fans to do that and come and meet people at their houses?
Yeah, I think it's bang out of order. There's no way you should be turning up at anybody's house because of something business related. That's a personal issue. You know what I'm saying? Like that then becomes personal. Like whatever issues you have with anybody, once you then turn up to their house where their wives and their kids are at and whoever, that's then a personal situation. Like say what you want about him. You have an issue with how he's running the club. Like let's say it is Richard Arnold or whoever. That's business. So how you should do that is by hurting the business. And how you hurt the business, for instance, is protesting outside the ground, is not buying any merch, taking away, not going to games, your season ticket, etc. As much I dislike dislike them all for what they've done to our football club because we're all miserable because of them and we shouldn't be. But all that being said, you should never do that because that's not the way to get their attention. Sit down and if you see him and you have a conversation with him, that's cool. If you give him abuse, understandable, because if you're poor at your job, like there's a lot of people who are very passionate about this football club. This is some people's lives. So, and like football is very serious. Like people don't get it. Like it's passed down from generation to generation type of thing. Like I say, it's very similar to religion in that sense. Like everyone, like most families, they'll support the same team. Like my entire family are all United fans. My generation, the generation above, the generation below. But yeah, like there's ways to go about it. Like when you set up the protest, that's a way to go about it. That type of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
No, 100%. And that's the situation with kind of protests. Is for me, like I said, when I did my protest, people assumed that I did it against Oli, and there was this massive uproar. But I feel like for me, there's.
But we know what that is, fam. That's because it's, and I'll say it because you won't. That's because it was you. People had an issue with that. You know what I'm saying? People didn't want to get behind the message because they didn't like the messenger. Forget the messenger. Forget whether they like you or not. Do you agree with it? Everybody in unison is combined wants the Glazers out. So why are you just because it's Saeed and you know what I'm saying, he creates content, that's an issue. So you're gonna go against the man because he's talented. I'm saying the reason why you are where you are, Saeed, is because you're talented. Simple as that. But each to their own.
No, absolutely, each to their own. And obviously there's been a lot of people be like here saying gonna give us a transcript. We will try and go by one. But what was the biggest thing you took out of it, James? That after reading the transcript and reading and obviously watching the video, what did you take from it? Before we get into was it PR or whatnot? What did you take from it? The biggest thing you took from it?
Probably two things, to be honest. First of all, him saying that this summer the funds that the manager and the director of football require are there. That's the first thing, which means that any money that Ten Hag has requested or Murta has requested is there. And then secondly, him saying that we've squandered £1 billion under the Glazers regime. And basically, if I took you to Carrington now, you wouldn't be able to see £1 billion worth of players. And that's quite scathing. And whether you think it was planned or PR or not, the Glazers will not want to hear that. They will not want to hear that at all, because it doesn't shine a good light on them. Which makes me think that it's not all planned. The answers aren't all planned. And to be honest, that could land Richard Arnold in hot water because the Glazers are not going to like that at all. So yeah, the £1 billion squandered and the fact that the funds are there this summer. I've seen some people run with this whole £200 million thing. That wasn't actually said in the transcript. They were like 100, 150, 200. All I can say is the money that the manager and the director of football have asked for is there this summer. They went on to say in future summers, it's going to be a challenge with regards to redeveloping the stadium. They're going to have to bring people on board. They're going to have to bring investors on and look at loans. But in terms of this summer, the money that Ten Hag and that Murta require is there.
You know what? He was very honest in his answers. I won't say where it came from. That's a whole other topic we could discuss. But he did put people under the bridge or under the kind of spotlight. This one here, big up to Diego C. Palace. He goes, "What happened is that we burned through the cash. You can't go our training ground and say where is the 1 billion that is being spent money well historically." That's another kind of dig at Woodward, who oversaw the situation at Man United, who kind of seen what was going on. From what you kind of took from it, Flawless, what was the biggest thing that you took from it? I thought it was the fact that he actually kind of hinted at people who did wrongly in the past and were like, you know what, I'm here to I'm the new guy, basically. I'm here to kind of not fix it, but kind of be the new guy. You know what I mean? So don't really come at me. I'm trying to amend this.
Yeah, he's aware. That's what I take from that, because what he said there in that statement is correct. I can't show you where this £1 billion has been spent. In that instance, I feel for him because he can't win. If he comes out and says what we're all thinking of said, it's a PR spin. If he denies it all and tries to dance around it, he's a company man. If he don't speak, it's an issue. If he speaks or it's PR, it's an issue. This is why I say, yo, actions speak louder than words. We'll know this by the end of the window. We all know the money's there to be spent. I've said this already, like, because 150 million, 200 million is probably a roundabout right. And what I do like, I didn't know he said that all of the money that the manager and the DOF wants is available. So then now we can stop this nonsense of Ten Hag's not being backed and everything. Yes, I keep saying this. He's assessing options. I keep saying this about Ten Hag. He's literally just got here. Not only is he new, the staff is new. We've had a load of players leaving. Board members are moving around. Everybody's new. We see it with Chelsea. Chelsea have got new owners. They haven't made any moves yet. You know why? Because you are just getting your feet under the table. I don't know if it's because people play too much FIFA or Football Manager that they think you can bid for a player on Monday and he's getting unveiled on Tuesday. It doesn't work like that. Even clubs that are run much better than us take 2-3 weeks to do deals. I heard that Spurs were talking to Brighton about Basuma since January. Yeah, and things like that. It goes to show how long these deals can take to do. Yes, would we all like Manchester United to do quicker and better business? Yes, but Bainesy said this to me on Friday when we were streaming, and he said for so long Manchester United have been taken advantage of in negotiations. So club CEOs come in and add to the transfer fee. Player CEOs come in, adds to the wages fee. Agent CEOs come in. So like when people are like, oh, just spend the extra 10, 15, 20 million for De Jong. Nah, stand your ground. Because if that was another club coming in for Barcelona, especially the financial situation they're in, they're not looking for that. You know what I'm saying? Why are we doing this? It's kind of like if say this wouldn't happen, but for example, say we was going to go and get Lukaku on loan, that Chelsea would ask us for more money than they are in to run that loan deal. Guaranteed. Because people know what we're like. We've done bad business. Our reputation is in the bin. So we need to try and address that. So hopefully we get it sorted and hopefully we do the business.
He goes on to talk about the Glazer ownership. I'm not here to defend Joe Glazer or the shareholders. They can speak for themselves. Was it a case of?
Did he say that?
Yeah. So again, you know what I mean? Is it a case of just trying to use it as a smokescreen, James? Is he? Was he just saying it because he was under pressure at that moment, current moment, just to kind of get these guys off the back because they're already there? I've got to say something positive, but he's also got to distance himself from the Glazers and the shareholders, but just kind of almost saying, you know what, I'm doing my bit. You know what I mean? They've messed up in the past, but I've got a new role. But lo and behold, he was still part of the people who are making decisions. So this is where I can't buy into what he's saying, people. I really can't. But at the same time, it's refreshing to hear a guy who's actually speaking for once. But at the same time, he's almost distanced himself from the Glazers, what they've done in the past. But mate, you've been part of this mess as well. You know, you're not taking.
Yeah, man. I think it's a glass half full, glass half empty scenario. You can take from it what you will, right? Like I think if we were having this. If this video was released, not that it would have been, but 10, 12 years ago, we'd probably be looking at it very differently. I think we're very cynical as a fan base now, and we just don't think that anything comes out without being pre-planned or, you know, there's a reason behind it. I actually took it basically at face value. I really did. I thought that he was calculated in his answers, but at the same time, like you've got to remember the Glazers are his employer, right? So is he aware he's being filmed? We don't know. But on the off chance that he is being filmed, are you really going to slate your employer? Come on, man! Like the guy's like in a job, like in one of his dream jobs, earning mega bucks. Like, is he really going to slate his employer, even if he thinks they're not doing a great job? He basically did the correct thing and said, "Listen, we know that you have a problem with the Glazers. That's absolutely fine. I'm not here to say otherwise, but that's a conversation that you have to have with Joel. That's not a conversation that you have with me. I will talk on the things that I'm involved with right now, which is finances, which is players, which is training ground, which is all this kind of stuff." So yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Like I'm probably not as cynical about it as you are. I think you're failing to see a lot of the positives in it, which is the fact that someone's communicating for the first time in a long time. When did we ever see that from Ed Woodward? We didn't. The major negative from my point of view is the fact that the video got leaked, and that will probably stop further communication in the future. because anyone will be scared that it goes into the wrong hands. Obviously, the Glazers are going to see this video, and who knows what repercussions that's going to have on Richard Arnold and his career.
Absolutely. Got a super chat for you here, Flawless. Zayn Biassi, big up to Zayn Biassi. He goes, Flawless, get ready for Jesus, Martinelli and Saka. Frankie de Jong should come to Arsenal and be another Dutch legend like Bergkamp.
You know what? True say, if De Jong don't want to play in Europeans elite competition like Bergkamp didn't, he should go Arsenal. You're right, Zayn. You're right, man. You're right. He's scared of flying, so he should follow in the footsteps of Bergkamp and not play in the elite competition. So Zayn, you're right. Big up to you, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You know what? You know what I said about him kind of like making sure that he got the message out there that other people made mistakes, but you know, we're here to rectify it. Was that very important to say? Or again, in another angle, was that trying to deflect the blame onto someone else? How do you see that, Flawless? Because, you know, there's two ways of thinking about that. There's also thinking of, you know what, right, you know, there's been mistakes in the past, but we're here to rectify it. But also shifting the blame onto them when he was with Ed Woodward. I know he didn't make the final decision, but surely they communicated together as a group. So what's your opinion on him kind of like, you know, discussing the problems?
He's not lying. They did make mistakes. Look at the state of the football club. Like that's plain to see. He's not lying. Say that how much blame he has in that, only he knows, because we have no idea how much input he had. He could have been under the last regime, and everything Woodward said, he was a yes man, and he never questioned anything. On the other hand, on the flip side, he could have been against a lot of the things Woodward was doing. But Woodward is the guy that runs the show. He has the final say, and time will tell. Time reveals all, especially with football. That's why I'm not even fussed whether they communicate with us or not. I don't care. I don't care if he had my number and he rang me and told me everything that was going on. Just get it done. That's all I want you to do. Sign some players. Like, that's legit all I want to see you do. It's all about success. All of these things don't matter if Manchester United is successful. That's why all of these things are a conversation, whether it got leaked, whether he knew it was being recorded or whether it's not, whether it's PR answers, whether he's being genuine. We will know how good he is at his job when the window closes over the next course of the season, if he's still here next summer, because we'll know if it's the same or not. But so far, I'm just giving him a chance. I like the Ten Hag move, but people were skeptical about us signing Ten Hag, or we only got him because he was cheaper in Poch. To me, we made the best decision, because I think Ten Hag over Poch. So that's legit how I'm looking at it. And we start pre-season soon. We'll know how many players we've got in. Then the season starts, and then the transfer window. They're the 3 checkpoints I'm looking at in regards to it. So.
Absolutely. No, 100%. I get you, man. Big up to everybody who's still watching. Over 700 of you here, man. Please, guys, smash a like on the video. Yeah, man, 100%, man. Big up to everybody who's tuning in, man. Immense support lately on the channel. And also make sure you guys are following these guys, subscribing to these guys' channel. A lot of people are talking about the incident being recorded, James, and whether Richard Arnold actually knew he was being recorded. I think I heard something on Twitter yesterday where apparently a guy said that he was recording Richard Arnold and he didn't seem bothered about it. But today we heard on a statement that, you know, Man United didn't really know about him being recorded, basically. Where are you on the recording bit in terms of actually him knowing it and whether that kind of means anything, or where do you stand on it? Does it change your perception of what he said?
I think if he knew he was being recorded, then yeah, it would change my perception of what he said. But I just don't think, from looking at the video, there's a way of telling either way, to be honest. I watched that video in full, and you can go down the line of saying he thinks he is being recorded or not. Like, there's several things that he says where I'm like, you know what, he's been really honest there. If he was being recorded, he wouldn't have said that. And there's other things where the answer is so concise and clear. You think, oh, he's had time to prepare that. Maybe he is. It's really hard to say. I will say that I'm not a huge fan of things being recorded in private kind of thing. Like, I work in the gym industry and people film bad form and stuff all the time, you know, sneakily get the phone out. And while it's all fun to watch and stuff, you are left there thinking, like, someone's been absolutely ridiculed for that and had the piss taken out of them for it. And without their consent. So I'm not a massive fan of recording things secretly, to be honest. I don't think it sits that well with me.
Well, same question to you. Does it change your perception of what was being said, Flawless? The fact that he was being recorded, you know what I mean? We will get onto the fact that we'll talk about PR, but just in terms of your perception of it, does it change your angle and the way you think about what he said.
If he knew he was being recorded or not?
Yeah, if he knew it was being recorded.
Yeah, like James said, it's very tough to know whether he's being recorded or not. I think it's naive on his part to think he's going to be talking to Manchester United fans and somebody's not going to be recording it. Whether that's him being too trusted, well, like, if he put it this way, I think if he didn't want to be recorded, he could have easily said to everyone, like, let's have an honest conversation. Nobody record this.
Don't
nobody
record
film
me.
this.
Yeah. That's what I would have thought. Yeah.
Everybody put their phones on the table and, like, you lot ask me honestly, but no one needs to record this and put this out. Does it make much of a difference if he was being recorded? Probably not, because he didn't slate the Glazers, but he didn't back them. So I'm not going to say he was a company man from that. Like, he said everything he could say without, like, absolutely butchering his employers. So that's how I'm looking at it. But like I said before, to the last question, time will tell. Because if we sign 4 or 5 players before the window closes, nobody's gonna care about this. If we don't, then this will then get brought back up. It's all about the success in the transfer window, or perceived success.
You know, Cam 35mm says here, James, come on, if he didn't think he was being recorded, he should be fired for being incompetent. Obviously, the way we look at it is different to the way Man United will look at it. That's one thing, first of all. Man United right now wouldn't want to make a meal out of it. They just come out today, make a statement saying, you know what, we didn't know he's being recorded, but he was just amicably having a chat with the fans. They didn't go to detail of what was being said. He was just sharing his point of view and reassuring them. You know, because I'm not trying to say compare the situation with Ralph Rangnick, but it was almost if Ralph Rangnick spoke a lot. Rio Ferdinand came out, said he's basically shut up. A lot of people didn't really like his open and honesty, and then was kind of almost ushered out the door without being kind of, you know, told to leave. Because a lot of fans said that, you know, to Richard Arnold, was he basically sacked? And he said, no, it's all bullshit, basically. So what is it that you believe that Man United will do in terms of, because he is a CEO, but obviously he has to report to Joe Glazer.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sure the line they'll take. I definitely don't think the Glazers will be happy with the video coming out. What the repercussions are of that, I don't know. On the fact of what was he being recorded and all that, some people are just trustworthy, right? So remember the whole Sam Allardyce thing and the England job, and he lost his job. You know, some people just don't think, right, at the time. So, like, he's gone about that. He thinks he's chatting to whoever. He's actually chatting to a reporter. That gets put out in the news of the world, and he loses his job. Richard Arnold could be, I'm not saying he is, but he could be in the exact same situation. He thinks he's doing the best for the club, having a chat with a few United fans that were going to come to his house and potentially put his family in danger. He's not slated his employers, but by the very fact that he's even talked, that may get him into trouble and he may end up losing his job. I mean, to be honest, I don't think he should lose his job over it. I thought he was perfectly honest and open. I thought he gave good answers to questions. Yes, he does have some part to play historically in the downfall of Manchester United, but he's also got a part to play in, hopefully, things going forward and things improving. So I don't think he should lose his job. Whether he will or not is down to Joe Glazer and Manchester United, but let's hope not.
Do you reckon there's going to be repercussions, Flawless? Because obviously there's a lot of been leaking out. You know, we will talk about the leaks as well, but there's a lot of stuff that gets, you know, brought out now. You know what I mean? It's more than ever. Alex Ferguson era, everything was kept indoors. You wouldn't really see this. It's new, this, you know, for someone to actually see these guys in flesh. I've seen Woodward, right, coming, I think it was outside Burnley. Me and Flex were outside there. This guy must have had about 5 bodyguards around him. Like, he was like nobody could get near him. And then when we tried to ask him about transfers, he kind of just smiled and just walked off. Do you reckon there will be repercussions in terms of what he can say? Because end of the day, they do sign NDAs. They do have this kind of disclosure agreement that they can't really speak, you know, things about the club. I know it's honesty, but then also on his behalf, he might have lost the trust. I don't know. I'm just trying to put the question out there.
Yeah, it depends if he revealed anything that he wasn't supposed to. Because again, it goes back to what I originally said about this. He didn't say anything to me that was groundbreaking news. You know what I'm saying? I think people just got gassed up simply because it was someone in the position he has at Manchester United talking about the football club. That's legit. If that was one of us three saying that, what's new? Manchester United are in for De Jong. United have the money for De Jong. We don't know where the £1 billion is spent. Like all of these, the stadium needs the stadium needs redoing. All of these things have been said. So unless there's something we don't know about inside his contract, or it's a small detail that we're overlooking, and we're like, all right, he shouldn't have said that. I don't really see there being repercussions because he didn't really badmouth him. He really sat on the fence. He didn't back him. He just said, the fans don't like the Glazers. I know that. The Glazers know this though. Do they particularly care? No, they don't care. So like, it's not like he reviewed. It's not like he said, right, our budget is 200 million. This is the issue with the De Jong deal. Such and such is slowing it down, etc., etc. So yeah, I don't think there'll be any repercussions. They'll still be in the job tomorrow.
And in the question of the leaks, he did say that the 2 leaks have left the football club. The fans did mention about the social media team being a joke. They said they're going to try and sort that out as well. I mean,
they need to hire us, man. That's not messing about, man. And come get who's good at this. You know what I'm saying? Come get Saeed, come get James, come get me. Like, come to the proper side, man. Like, people that know about the social media. Stop giving this to people who don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Come get it to people who are on socials. You hear me? Talk with people, subscribers. You know how lit it would be if we was in charge of their social medias? How lit it would be.
This is what I mean, man.
Just throwing slander at Arsenal for no reason. It'd be brilliant. You know what I'm saying? It'd be A1.
Yeah, exactly.
Asking City, where's your European Cup? That'd be fire. That's one thing I do rate about like foreign clubs. Like their social media, their admins are on point. Their admins are on point. Ours is a joke, putting up pictures of Ten Hag. Nobody cares. I'm saying, but it is what it is. That's what I would have. That's what I would have asked him. I would have asked him that question. What's going on with the social media team? That's much more important.
So he did actually. He basically they brought up the social media team. They basically said our social media team's a joke. And he said it will be replaced and new incomings very shortly. So he did actually say that. On the leaks, it's not that he said that 2 leakers had left the club. He basically said that he was asked a question about the leaks, and he said a couple of those responsible have gone. Now, if you are a betting man, I'm pretty sure that I could probably name the 2 people, but I'd probably get a lot of flack from the fan base because you seem to have an agenda if you say anything negative about either of those players. But 2 of them or a couple of them have left. That doesn't mean all the leaks have gone. There may be others that still are there. There may be others that are on their way out.
You know what, though? This channel's about honesty. For me, if the 2 names you're saying, I'm guessing, is Pogba and Lingard. Just be honest.
Correct.
Okay, I'm going to rebuttal that. Do you think Pogba would leak out information to the press when the press already hate him and vilify him for every single situation? That's my own opinion. I just think it would be absolutely flabbergasted. Paul Pogba would go to the British media when they've slandered him every single minute, every reporter slandered him, and then say, we want your information. I think personally that's a stretch. I think it's the people maybe that don't have game time, that maybe wanted a move that didn't get their move. Maybe them kind of sort of people that under the radar. Again, I don't know their names, but if you want a profile of a player, I would say someone who is not getting game time, who's a bit pissed off, who should have left, maybe should not have left. You know what I mean? So let me know in the comments, who do you think the links are, by the way? I personally don't think it's Pogba. Even Lee Grant, man. I mean, Lee Grant doesn't have any sort of...
I heard Lee Grant. That made me laugh. I did hear Lee Grant.
I mean, the thing is, he doesn't play though. He doesn't play. What's he gonna leak about? Doesn't love.
But he's still in the change. He's still in the change reviews. But here's the thing is with these so-called leaks. And I do believe is Lingard probably one, possibly because he was the one who spoke to Scholes and then Scholes repeated it on national TV. So that makes me think Lingard's one. Lingard. Is it Pogba? It is potentially Pogba. Is it Lee Grant? Yes, I heard the English clique didn't like Ronaldo and his clique, so we don't know what's going on. Like I said, it's like Avengers Civil War. But again, back to the football. What got leaked that was shocking? Like when Lingard said what he said to Scholes, and Scholes came and said, "Oh, it's not good in there." We all know this. We all know how bad it is. Like we don't have to be on the inside in the changing rooms to know how bad it is at Manchester United, and it's a joke because the football reflects that. This is why when people talk about a documentary about Manchester United, I'm like, I don't want to see it. How bad is this? This film is terrible. I don't want to see how this film was made and who recruited these actors. Like, no, I'm good. I'm absolutely good on it. So hopefully there is less leaks and there's just harmony and we get back to football. Look, man, we've been here, nearly 40 minutes on this show, and we just spoke about everything but football.
Yeah, pure drama. The football club is so. But this is what the football club is built since the last 9 years. It's built on drama.
Everything but football. Not one transfer, nothing.
You tell me, Flawless, yeah? Do you
God.
reckon the shares went up since that interview yesterday or that kind
Probably,
of
yeah.
drama yesterday?
Because because we're news. I say this all the time. Doesn't matter how bad Manchester United are doing, how well we're doing. We are a news story. I'm saying this Richard Arnold being in the pub with fans is getting more interaction than Haaland signing to Manchester City. That is crazy. One of the hottest properties in Europe right now in terms of strikers went to Manchester City, and Richard Arnold, I don't even know his full title, being in his local pub, accidentally being filmed for 2.5 minutes, has got more publicity. This is crazy. But it's not a shock, though.
One last thing on the leaks, Saeed. We don't necessarily. I think when you were saying, does Pogba, is he going to relay information to the media? We need to get away from this idea of thinking that leaks go directly to the media. Leaks can go to family members, to friends, and then they get passed on.
Absolutely. Correct.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Basically, a while ago there was a game. I think it was Burnley or something, and I got a text message in the morning. It was a 3:00 kickoff. I got a text message in the morning and said none of the English lads are playing today. And this was when they were all starters, right? And I was like, where the hell's that come from? And my mate was like, oh, my brother works at a restaurant with ex-players, like a current United player's brother. And he told him this morning that the manager called them in and said none of them were playing. Now that was like, so just like Shaw, Henderson, Maguire, Wan-Bissaka, Sancho, all the English players, none of them. I sent a message to Flex. Flex was like, there's no way that's true. There's no way that none of them are going to play. Team news got announced, none of them played. So literally...
Was that the January game? The January game or the one before it, December?
Yeah, no, it was. It was around Christmas time. It was just after Christmas, right? Well, probably January, February. But it was around then, right? And I got told that information. And I was like, so that information hasn't gone directly to the media. It's gone to someone's family member. It's then gone to a workmate, and then it's gone to a workmate's brother, and then it's come to me, and then it's gone out. So like things have changed, right? It doesn't have to go. We're not saying that like Dean Henderson, for example, has to have direct contact with Jamie Jackson, and that's how it gets released. Like people will have contact with family members that they trust. They then pass that information on, and that's how it gets out there. And eventually, money talks, and someone will sell a story.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone alluded to Maguire's sister. Again, we don't know. But again, I get what you. Now I start to understand that it can be media, but it can also be family members who then pass it on to the local chef. You know, I mean, remember when the dinner ladies? Does anyone remember when the dinner ladies leaked the story out about Pogba signing? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember that. Was it the dinner ladies? No, I didn't know.
Was it the dinner lady or the laundress? I don't know who it was, people.
I think it was the canteen lady. Yeah.
Yeah, the canteen lady leaked the video of basically the signing of Paul Pogba. So
shout out the canteen lady, man.
Yeah, shout out to the canteen lady, man. Because at that time, Twitter at that time, 2016, it was almost like it was starting to get a bit more popular. And I think at that time, anytime you found any news, someone said the tea lady, yeah. There you go. So it's crazy, man. Shout out to the tea lady, man. But you know what, though? Things can get leaked, man. I've heard a lot of stuff. I've kept it to myself. You know what I mean? There's certain situations where I've heard some stories and whatnot about players, but I keep it to myself, and I'm thinking, oh, so it's come from there and how that's happened. And you're just thinking to yourself, like, it's crazy, but things get leaked so easily. But you can't really put it out there unless it's concrete. You can't really put it out there unless it's legitimate, innit?
So I heard about Steve McLaren before Ten Hag was even announced, to be honest. So I heard that Ten Hag had been speaking to Steve McLaren. So in our WhatsApp group chat, I just put like, oh, you'll never guess who our number 2 is going to be, and people were like question marks, and I just put an umbrella emoji, and yeah. And literally about 3 days later, it came out on Sky Sports that Ten Hag's been speaking to Steve McLaren, and then I think Owen replied to me and was like, oh, that's what that's about. He replied to that message. I was like, there you go.
Absolutely. Big up to the Grandmaster from Bolivia. Big up to everybody who's still watching.
Bolivia,
please, guys. Yeah, man, Bolivia, man. We're worldwide, man. You know
worldwide, let's go.
We're doing bits, man. Big up to you, man. Big up to everybody who's watching. Please, guys, smash a like on the video if you're watching right now. And make sure you follow these guys on their respective channels and Twitter accounts, Instagram. Let's go on to the fact that, let's move on to the real debate. Was it really PR? Because a lot of people, they say to me, well, how could it be PR when he's being open and honest? But a lot of people don't realize that these guys are media trained. You know what I mean? I don't know what year, but I'm not going to lie to you. you know what happened? Because Richard Arnold, right, was trending on Twitter. You know, it came up on my YouTube page. You know, United have got a badge called Collar. You know, Collar. Is it Collar?
Yeah,
Sure, it's Collar.
Yeah.
And I was watching Richard Arnold with this American guy, and the way he was speaking about brand, because the guy was asking him, MUTV were asking him a question about Collar. Mods, please, can you help me with the spam accounts, man? What is going on, man?
Yeah,
Mods, please sort it out because I want to explain the story. But if you look at the if you look at, you know, if actually I think it's on a business website, and the way he was speaking about the collar, and he was just waffling about a franchise and, you know, about the business proposition and what it would bring to Old Trafford. This was back in 2018, so this is back under Mourinho's time, I believe. But the way he was waffling, the way he's speaking, you know, it made me just kind of like, you know, think, you know what, is this all just words, James, or does he actually mean this? Because, you know, I know he's a businessman. I know he has to have that kind of feeling of he has to speak well about the brand and whatnot. But he also can bluff the fans and be like, yeah, we're going to do this and we're going to make sure this happens. And he can add the odd swearing here and there. And, you know, but was it really PR for you? Like, be honest.
I'll take one of Flawless lines and say, time will tell, mate. We don't really know, right?
Yeah.
I think historically, if you look at it, United are a PR machine, right? They're very predictable when it comes to certain things coming out. So I remember we had a horrendous performance at Everton, and then the day after, I was on a show and I was like, you know, something will come out this week about Ten Hag. And literally 6 o'clock that evening, Ten Hag apparently has spoken and is taking the job within the week. Like, it's very predictable that when something negative comes out around the football club, they try and spin it with something positive. Like they've done that for years. So it's no coincidence that after we get the news that share prices have dropped 41% since 2021, the value's dropped over $1 billion or something. Like, it's no surprise that something has come out which potentially has increased the share prices in Manchester United. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's PR. However, the light at the end of the tunnel, I genuinely think it was a positive interview. I heard a lot of things from Richard Arnold. I did think he spoke well, whether it was planned or not. But I heard a lot of things which gave me hope. I heard the fact that he acknowledges the fact that we spent money poorly in the past. I heard the fact that he said Ten Hag and Murta had the money available to them this summer. I heard the fact that we'd need to bring on investment if, you know, he was realistic about future propositions like Spurs and Wembley and stuff. You know, they've got basically £1 billion mortgage on that stadium. Like, so he was very realistic about several things, and he was open about leaks and all this kind of stuff. I think it was positive, whether it was PR or not. You can believe what you want. You can be a cynic. You can be an optimist. I'm going to choose to be a little bit of an optimist and say it wasn't PR, but it was just a positive interview overall. Well, interview, discussion, whatever you want to call it.
You're on mute, Saeed.
Yeah. Sorry. I just want to apologize to Jade. I've blocked it by accident, and I blocked Goku Solace. So if you're watching right now, I apologize, but I've tried to block the guys who have come in, and I've accidentally blocked you guys. So Jade,
you're not got slow mode, fam. You're not got slow mode on.
Yeah, I got slow mode on, but obviously I tried to just block them out the chat. Yeah, Jade, if you're watching, and Goku, I will unblock you as soon as I get a chance to. But yeah, Flawless, what do you think, man? PR, that's the word that is used a lot at United, PR, because of the fact that this club is based on PR for the last, you know, well, since Alex Ferguson's left, and especially prominently in the last 2 or 3 years. What's your opinion? Is it PR? Was it meant to be PR? Because the fact that he came over as well, you know?
Yeah. Do I believe it was meant to be PR? No. Because if you're doing good PR, people don't call it good PR. People just call it, like, people don't speak on it like that. So the fact that you said there, that's what United have been built on. That's why we've been so critical. James spoke on it. Every time a bad result happens, we know something's going to be announced, whether it's a new manager, we're linked with a new player, a new contract for somebody, something, the share prices have gone up. So the reason why I don't think it was PR, because if it was, I think he goes all the whole way. He does like a WWE promo on it and talks about
what PR is to the people. So someone's asking.
Explain PR, people. It's kind of like, it's all about the image of the club. So not actually anything happening, but it's all about the image and how things are looked. So for instance, like I just explained there, United have a bad result. So okay, how do we get people to forget about the bad result? Okay, let's announce Ten Hag. Let's announce let's announce a new contract for a big player or something of that nature. Let's announce that season ticket prices are going down. You know what I'm saying? Let's announce that there's plans to deal with the stadium. Like, let's announce there's 5 signings, etc., etc. But yeah, I think if it was genuine PR, he does like a WWE promo on it. Starts talking about Ten Hag has assessed the squad. He thinks he can work with the players. We're going to get 6 or 7 new signings. He's looking at a left back, a centre back, midfielders, a right winger, a striker. Yeah. Ronaldo's going to stay. He's already been implementing what he needs to in training. Steve McLaren's already been back. The stadium will get revamped inside 6 months. We're getting a new training ground. I think he goes the whole way if it's a PR and goes completely over the top. So that's why I don't think it's PR. That's why I don't think it. I think he was just having a conversation. And like I said, he didn't say anything that was too wild.
He didn't give a solution. That's the worry for me. He didn't give us solutions. I know he did say, James, that,
Mute again, Said.
Sorry. He did say that we have got money to spend, James. That was a good, kind of positive outcome. But again, Flawless said there, we already knew many things that he was going to say. But in terms of the actual outcome, like I said to you, only time will tell, and actions speak louder than words. Like for you, like I could play the biggest bluff game ever. I can do it. Like, everybody can do it. We've done interviews. We're very passionate about working at Asda, when reality, you want
to check, fam. Yeah, I've been there, man.
I've been there as well, man. I went for after college, I went for a Christmas tab at Asda, man. And he was telling me all sorts of questions, and I was like, "Yo, brother, man, I'm just here to put milk in the fridge, man." You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get.
Don't tell me about all this extra stuff. I hear that, man. Like when they said, what did he say in the questionnaire? They're like, "Oh, what'd you do if John's having a bad day?" And you're like, "Yo, go over and help John." It's like, "Yo, forget John. I got work to do, man." You know what I'm saying?
Yo, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about his feelings, but I'm trying to preserve my energy.
I'm trying to preserve my energy. It's trying to stack these shelves. I've been there, fam. I know what you're talking about.
Exactly. So, end of the day, he kind of like glossed over it in a kind of, a nice kind of fancy way when, predominantly of Man United fans, you know what I mean? We're all working class people. We're all kind of people who've come from, tough upbringings and whatnot, especially in Manchester. You know what I mean? It's a working class background, Man United fan. So for you to kind of dross it up in that kind of way and use maybe other languages and say we're trying, actions speak louder than words. And we want to know what's going on. You've got 7 weeks now until the season starts. 7 weeks after this. It is 7 weeks. And, 7 weeks can go like that. It can fly. It can fly.
But then things can also happen quickly, right? So maybe we are working on the De Jong deal, and maybe that is a complex deal, and maybe we're negotiating to try and save 5 to 10 million like we tried on Wan-Bissaka, and maybe that's why we're waiting. And then as soon as that deal gets over the line, like we historically never do deals for more than one player at a time, right? So maybe once that crosses the line, maybe another 3 or 4 roll over. We don't know. Also, there's the fact that they said the money was there for whatever Ten Hag and Murta wanted this summer, basically. Now, there's a realistic thing to that. Like, I'm sure Ten Hag would have been happy with like 600 million quid to completely rebuild the squad. But I think realistically, he may have asked for something like 150 million, somewhere around that ballpark figure. And he's going to be happy with that. But then we don't know what he's asked for. So we don't know whether he's asked for Frankie de Jong and one other person and then to bring a few people back off loan of the youth team. We just anticipate, because it's been reported across loads of fan channels, that he wants 5 or 6 players bringing in. Ralph said we need 10, we need open heart surgery. So we're linking the fact that Ten Hag came in, he went into the boardroom in his interview and he was like, right, I want 10 players, otherwise I'm not coming. Arnold's now come out and said he's going to get what he wants. So we think we're going to get 10 players this summer. Deluded, mate. We've just reported losses of like literally share prices down 41%. If you think we're spending over 150 million net spend, you are crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It's a difficult one, man. Flawless, man. Fan expectation versus reality. I always think for me, and also I don't like fans who speak on behalf of reality, because I feel like as fans you shouldn't really take that feeling away, because in the day we've seen how big of a mess it's been, and I think fans should expect 5 to 6 signings when you look at the season we've had and the players that have left. I'm paying a season ticket of £700. You know what I mean? That's how much my season ticket costs, £700. I'm not saying I expect things to be done, but surely if you're paying money for a season ticket, you should expect the best in quality, the best in class. the facilities at Old Trafford. You know what I mean? You're spending a lot. I don't personally spend outside of the game, but you see what I'm trying to say? You're a customer. You expect quality.
Yeah.
Same way you go in a shop. You know what I mean? You're not going to take milk that's, out of date or whatever, or moldy stuff. You know what I mean? You have to expect quality. You know what I mean? So, end of the day, like I said to you, fans should expect 5 to 6 signings because they're invested to the football club. They invest into a season ticket. Fans invest into the, buying, what do you call it? Watching the games online, whether it be, through Sky or whatnot. So, end of the day, I just feel like for me, we should expect 5 to 6 signings. But again, reality is that we'll probably get 2 or 3. So it's
here's the thing, though.
Like
That would say,
feeling, isn't it?
Yeah, it's our expectation. James touched on it there. What does Ten Hag want? That's the most important thing. Not what I want to see, because I fully get where Ralph's coming from. I'm tired of these players. If we let to go tomorrow 20 of these players, I'm cool with that, because that's how tired I am of them. But that's not how things work, and we don't know what Ten Hag wants and what he don't. We don't know. We're looking at, say, I'm not a fan of Bruno. Ten Hag might be like, you know what? I can use Bruno for a couple seasons. So if that's what Ten Hag wants to do, that's what he wants to do. I would prefer us to bring in more signings. He might only want 3 or 4. He only might want 1 or 2 just to settle himself in. Or maybe the targets he wants are available right now. So rather than go for options B, C, or D, he's like, you know what? I'll just wait next season to option A and work with what I've got, see what I can get out of these players, give everybody a clean slate and a chance to impress. And I think that's where people get it mistaken. So when people are like, oh, United haven't backed Ten Hag, I'm like, how do we know this yet? We don't know what Ten Hag hasn't spoken. So we have no idea what's going on in the boardroom whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? That's the young on the plane right now. But we have no idea what is going on. Zero idea. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Ten Hag might look at it and go, you know what? I can work with Varane and Lindelof as my centre-back partnership. Because we don't know what style he wants to play. We have no clue, but people just continue to guess. Not even continue to guess. People continue to act like they know. That's why you'll always hear me say, I think. You know what I'm saying? And this is from the outside looking in. But we don't know. So yeah, like 5, 6 signings. 10 signings would be beautiful, Saeed. Absolutely beautiful. But guess what? It's not realistic, and he may not want 10 signings.
This is the thing, you know what I mean? We are entering the key phases of the. I know the transfer window's been open, what, a week, 2 weeks? I think 2 weeks. Is that fair?
I don't think it's been that long. I think it's only been a week, isn't it? It's only been a week.
Been a week, yeah.
Monday,
when did it open?
So, yeah. Well, it must have been Monday, wasn't it? So,
no, it was last Friday, wasn't it? It was last Friday.
Right, so like, 9 days, something like 9 days.
Yeah, so 9 days. Yeah, it's been open. But again, you know what it is? You have to put that into consideration of the season we've had and the fact that, clubs, again, this just depends on, because we got the Ten Hag so late, you know what I mean? And he did come in just after the season had finished. So officially, would I say. So we've got to get it started, you know what I mean? And for me, I think this is a massive, massive important week, because I think next week we report back to training, I believe. The ones who didn't start Euro Nations, I believe, report back to training. And then we fly out to I think, Singapore, start of July week. And then we got our first game on the 11th of July. So the time scale, James, is getting a bit quicker now. You know what I mean? Like, you've only got, 10 days left of June. And then it's like, the whole of July is pre-season. And you start the season in the first week of August. So, we need to make moves, man. We need to do something, man. I think this De Jong needs to just verbally stop all this verbal talk here and do some actual bidding and get this bid done over the line. I've never seen in my entire life, of watching United, like verbal talks. Like, you know what I mean? I get you have to negotiate, but it's all this verbal stuff. Like, let's get this bid for De Jong sorted out. And I generally think once we get one over the line, I think we move to the next one, because clearly Man United can't do 2 things at once. And clearly people are telling me that United shouldn't be doing 2 things at once, because Ten Hag is telling people to do so. But again, I'm respecting it. So let's get this one done. And I've always been a bit confident about De Jong. I've always said that this should happen. So let's just wait and see. But again, James, it's time's ticking, isn't it?
It is, mate. Have you got access to Twitter at the moment?
Yeah.
Can you pull Twitter up, right? Pull up that tweet that you retweeted from me about the show tonight, if you can. Where I just tweeted about the show that I was on with you guys, right? And look at one of the replies. I'll just talk while he pulls it up. But basically, I put a tweet out saying we were doing a show. And one of the replies is like a tactics board of a 1 to 11, right? And it's got a 1 to 11. And in all the positions, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And instead of the names of the players, it's got like in discussions with, seduced by, monitoring, all these little words that we've been linked with in the media about different players that we've got, because we've not actually signed anyone. We're not signing anyone, and we're just in discussions with everyone. So scroll down, show more replies. There you go. Scroll down again. Click on that. And read some of them out. Go on. Mute. I think you're on mute, Saeed.
All right, I'm on mute. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is big enough for people to see. Every time I try to make it bigger, it goes smaller. So
right.
I think this is. Can you see that, by the way?
I can't, but if you read it out, the
you can read them out.
Yeah. So basically, it says, so for the keeper, it says discussed FC. At right back is watched. Centre backs, you got shortlisted and prioritised. Left back, we've got open talks. In the base of the midfield, the 6, we've got mentioned. We've got on the tip of the 8, we've got seduced. We've got on the 6, sorry, on the 8, we've got interested. On the 6, we've got seduced. On the right wing, we've got considered. We've got up top, we've got admired, and on the left, we've got targeted FC, man. It's a very bold attacking lineup, though. At least, you know what I mean. We've got.
It is. I like it. 1-6. I like that formation. In fairness, there's a lot of forward thinking. Shout out to whoever sent that tweet, because I think it's fantastic. It just sums up Manchester United in the transfer window so far, right? It made me laugh, so I just wanted to get it up to give the viewers a bit of a laugh.
Man? Yeah, man, bit of a laugh, man. Linked. You know what, man? We might even have a substitute lineup. If people got a little bit of a sub lineup that deserve a chance, you know what I mean?
Below, yeah.
Yeah, comment below any other names that you've got. You know, anyone can play on the bench. You know what I mean? That could offer us a bit of a different role in the team. You know what I mean? Let us know, people. You know what I mean? Have we got another? You know, let us know if you got other available players on the bench, because we have. I
actually thought when I first saw it, I thought it was going to be all them, and then like at centre back, it was going to be like number 5, Maguire. That's what I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be like everyone else, and then Maguire or McTominay in the middle.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be.
Man like Malcolm's getting a bit giddy, man. He's saying Seduce is my favourite player. You know what I mean? Man like Malcolm, yo.
Hey, Malcolm, do your thing. You get very giddy.
Do your thing, man.
You know, let's get giddy.
Yeah, do your thing, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people like to, you know.
Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge, right?
Who are we to judge, man? You know what I mean? This dunya is mad, man. It's always mad at the dunya. But listen, people, we're gonna. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's on, man. He's can't guard me. You need to chill, brother. It's only 8:45, brother.
Oh, is he wilding? I can't see the comment. I know he's wilding.
Yeah, he's wilding, man. You know what I mean? This is a clean chat, people. But listen, we're gonna wrap it up here, people. It's been a very, very enjoyable show, man. Still over 700 of us here. You know what I mean? That's large up to you guys, man.
Big up, man.
Appreciate it. It's becoming one of the popular shows, man, on a Sunday. You know what I mean? That's happening, man. So I appreciate you, man, jumping on. Big up to Nathan Minnis with a late super chat. He goes, Ten Hag is seducing De Jong. No wonder the deal is stalling. De Jong is scared.
Maybe.
You know what, man? We don't know how the way Ten Hag is doing it, man. You know what I mean? He should have
whatever gets the job done. Whatever gets in there.
Man, I love it, looking to go above and beyond and that. Like I said, that's a new one. In all the time I've heard transfer windows and like and verbs to describe like what's going on in negotiations, I've never heard seduced. And I think they're just running out of stuff to say. They're just running out. Man. They're just saying anything now, any describing word and that. What does that mean? I'm saying I don't mean anything. People just make it it's because it's funny and we got nothing else to talk. It's just a part of the Manchester United, you know what I'm saying, machine. You know, like I say, keeping up with the Kardashians, Hollyoaks. Yeah, man, the merry-go-round, that is Manchester United. Absolutely, man. Just before I get the guys to give themselves a shout out on YouTube, I want to remind people, man, this is your last chance. You got 24 hours to go make sure you guys get in the competition, people. Football prizes. Go win your signed memorabilia bundle. Cantona, Keane, and Giggs. You know what I mean? 3 United legends. All you got to do is buy yourself a ticket. Each ticket costs £4.95. And then the competition ends tomorrow. You'll be put in a raffle, and then you get the chance to win that bundle. So if you want to go and check out that competition, people, the link is in the description below. James, let them know where they can find him. And a pleasure coming on as usual, bro. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, all fun, man. Sorry, Andy wasn't here tonight, but you had to put up with us three. My socials have changed a little bit because I've gone back into PT. So my Instagram is at James Dixon PT. My Twitter is at James Dixon _PT. And I'm going to get off and spend £4.95 on one of those tickets so people can scream
Absolutely.
when I win.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Get involved, people. Get involved, man. And My Life Flawless, man. Big up to you, man. And also, big up to you on 2K on Twitch. Again, like I said to you, I came on your Twitch party, bro. Big up to you. And obviously, you're not far away from 4K, man. How far are you away from 4K, man?
4K on the YouTube, I think it's about 120, I think. 110, 120 on the YouTube.
Right. Yeah. Go.
Come on, people, man. Listen, there's literally 600 of you here. If we could do that, you know what I mean, by the end of the stream, or people that are watching at home as well, if you can subscribe to Flawless, Sarcasm City TV, make sure you subscribe to him. And yeah, man, make sure you follow him all his socials as well. Have you got anything coming up today?
What are we doing today? Probably a Sarcasm City Sports Q&A late tonight, people, on the YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, because it was Father's Day. This is why there's only just that one show today. But yeah, like I always say, check out the upcoming live stream schedule on the YouTube and the Twitch, people, because we go live every day. And it's different content as well on the YouTube and the Twitch. It's not the same. So whether it's FIFA 22, whether it's the pro clubs, whether it's football, basketball, boxing, sporting content, like I said, people. So yeah, Sarcasm City TV on YouTube and Twitch. And follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well at That's Be Flawless. Saeed, when you get involved in the pro clubs, man, what's going on? Because you play FIFA.
We're coming, man. You know what? I'm waiting on you. Yeah. I'm playing DM. I want to play DM.
We need a DM. Me and you will play in the pivot, fam.
Okay, cool.
On it. I'm deadly serious because we need a DM, legit. All right, cool.
We'll sort it out, man. Definitely, man. And I might do career mode as well, people. I might actually do career mode. I'll let you know when I'm gonna do that. But yeah, man, definitely gonna get onto the FIFA stuff as well.
Get on it, fam.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. Big up to everybody who's watching. I'll be back tomorrow for the Straight Jacket podcast. It could be a lively one, man. You know what Nerd is like, man. If I can get a word in tomorrow, that's a bonus, man. You know what I mean? I always try to get a word in.
Don't get giddy.
Don't get giddy.
It's the structure.
Don't get giddy. The structure. Listen, people. We'll see what Nerd has got to say tomorrow. For now, people, like the video on your way out. Subscribe to my channel. Follow these guys, and we're out.